Welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Grace Egan, Executive Director of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. Our mission is to promote policies and programs that enable seniors to live with independence and dignity in their communities. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to provide information and resources to boomers, seniors, and caregivers. Today we're going to talk about lifestyle adjustments, safety devices, and solutions for persons with vision loss. I'm very pleased today to have with us Elsa Zavoda, Program Director of Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey, and Ursula, a student of Vision Loss Alliance. Thank you both very much for being here. I think this is a very important topic. And Elsa, I do want you to give us some history of your organization. But before that, can you tell me how many people in New Jersey are really impacted by vision loss as adults?
So there are on record over 150,000 adults in the state of New Jersey with a severe form of vision loss or blindness.
So that's a significant number of folks. And I know you serve adults primarily.
Adults.
And can you tell us a little bit about the history of your organization?
Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey has been in existence for over 73 years. We initially started as the New Jersey Foundation for the Blind, as a social club in Newark, and then moved out to Denville to what was known as the Diamond Spring Lodge, where we were for many years, and for over 5 decades had a summer camp for women with low vision and blindness conditions. And in the 1990s, we've transitioned into a rehabilitation program, and we were the New Jersey State's first comprehensive non-residential rehabilitation program for adults to come to gain skills who have vision loss and blindness, to learn to become more independent in their daily living activities, and to gain the confidence they need to perform those activities.
So now you serve men and women.
Correct.
Correct. And it sounds like you really, looking at your website, I know you have an awful lot of programs. And so I just want to get a sense of, as a person with vision, relatively normal vision, in spite of the glasses, I want people to understand what kind of vision loss you really are, what your students are really challenged with. So can you describe some of the different types of vision loss and how they might affect our field of vision?
Sure. So our students have all different types of vision loss. Some have congenital forms of vision loss. They may have been born with low vision or blindness conditions as a result of congenital cataracts, optic atrophy, malformations of their eye when they were in utero. And then we have students that developed their vision loss afterwards. It was acquired as adults, and very often can represent in different eye conditions. The more typical ones that are known among individuals are macular degeneration, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy.
So how would they affect the field of vision of that person?
So in macular degeneration, it damages the central portion of an individual's vision. So they have difficulty in seeing print, details, other individuals' faces, being able to perform writing tasks, being able to see the food on their plate. So it really can affect them in so many different ways, and can affect them socially because they feel uncomfortable in social situations, no longer being able to recognize people that they're close to in their daily lives, and it becomes uncomfortable and they tend to avoid social interactions in
I would
those
imagine they
situations.
withdraw, and it's self-preservation to a certain degree, but I would imagine you might have that isolation might result in depression and a couple of other things.
Absolutely, and as you know, with depression comes all sorts of other things that can start to happen to someone.
And what are the other primary fields of vision loss?
Yeah, so then there's glaucoma. Glaucoma affects someone's peripheral vision, so they start to have difficulty in seeing the greater world around them and being able to move safely in their world. So they have difficulty navigating curbs, stairs, seeing any types of obstacles in their way. So then there is a high risk of tripping, falling, self-injury, and that can, of course, lead to hospitalization.
And there's cataracts, which I think people are a little bit more familiar with.
So cataracts is a natural part of aging of the eye, and it's just the thickening of the lens fibers of the eye over time, and what it starts to do is cause a fogginess to the vision and an opacity to the lens, so vision becomes blurry and distorted. With cataract surgery, cataracts can be removed and a person's vision can be restored, and that is the case the majority of the time. And then there's diabetic retinopathy. In diabetic retinopathy, a person would have to have diabetes as a precursor to diabetic retinopathy. I call it the Swiss cheese effect. It can affect their central vision, it can affect their peripheral vision. So those individuals can potentially have difficulty with all different types of activities of daily living.
So we have macular degeneration, we have diabetic retinopathy, we have glaucoma, and we have cataracts. So these are very significant diseases. And some of them must come on gradually, I would imagine?
Some diseases come on gradually, and some can be more aggressive depending on the cause of the condition. There's different forms of macular degeneration, as there are different forms of glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy, and some forms are more aggressive than others. If a person has gradual vision loss, it does facilitate them being able to adjust over time with gradual vision loss. If someone has very sudden vision loss that's very traumatic, as you can imagine, it can be very quickly debilitating to them both physically and emotionally. So it would require more time and adjustment and support to be able to regain skills after sudden vision loss.
Yeah, I know you have a lot of students, and I'm very happy that Ursula joined us today. And I guess I just really want to ask, before we delve a little bit more into what you're able to do at the Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey. Ursula, did it come on gradually for you?
Yes, it started about 20 years ago. I was diagnosed, but before that, I would say, gee, I can't read this sign, I can't read the street sign, and you think it's just your vision going. You don't realize that it's macular degeneration, which is what I had.
You mean just that you might need another set of glasses?
Right, that's what I thought.
Right.
And then I went to the new retina specialist, and he diagnosed me, and I was scared. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. It'll take forever. Well, within 5 years,
Really?
it was pretty bad. And because then you can't read, can't see street signs. It's very strange. And when you go to the doctor, you think you can get glasses to perfect it.
Right.
I have glasses. It helps a tiny, tiny bit, but there's no way to correct the type. I have the dry macular degeneration.
So again, there are different types, as you started to describe, different types of macular degeneration. So it would seem to me that it must dramatically affect your daily habits. Did it affect did you change?
Oh yeah, I had to put lights all over my house because since I have some vision, but in a darkened room, restaurants are horrendous. I have lights all over my house, super bright. And I had to put in railings, and I have things like bump dots all over the place, where you can feel, like with my stove, you have a bump dot showing you that you can touch it, then you know the stove is turned off. And with my washer dryer, you know where to turn the dial, and it stops at that bump dot.
I know we have a bump dots here, and probably to see them, which is very difficult, and maybe you'll drop in a picture about this, but I can see that you could feel the raised difference. I think that's important. There are so many things. Did extra lighting really help? I guess I'm just curious.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, going down my cellar stairs, and I have high lights all over my house.
High intensity lights.
Yes, very much, but it makes a big difference. It really does. You need brightness. Contrast is the biggest thing, and that's what's important.
Yeah, I was going to say, and on your website you have so many classes. So is this something in terms of your essential low vision sessions that you would help students address in terms of preparing for their adjustments?
Absolutely. So in the Essential Low Vision program, it's a one-day program, and we always encourage participants to come with family members, caregivers, even friends, because we always feel that additional people there taking in the information can be really helpful. It can be very overwhelming, adjusting to vision loss. And for some individuals, it's just hard to take in all of that new information at once, emotionally sometimes, and it's helpful for them to have support around them anyway. So having people come with them, they can help with reinforcing what we review with them when they're with us for the day, and family can help them make the changes at home that are so instrumental. So in the Essential Low Vision program, they come for 5 hours, and they participate in a variety of programs. One of which is adaptive daily living skills, such as in the kitchen, being able to perform activities more independently. So we brought some samples today of some items that can be helpful. So one of which Ursula is going to demonstrate. This is called a liquid level indicator, and I think it will speak for itself in a moment.
Yes, is it open?
A little bit more.
The battery does not seem to be making full contact inside there, so.
But when it comes near that
Top.
indicator, it beeps, but
There you go.
you almost had water on your table.
Okay. So I think it's interesting to know that there are devices like this, and I think if you're pouring coffee or something in the morning, it would really help you know when to stop.
Safety is a big issue, so we really address safety. So some of these other examples will point to that as well. So having sheaths on your knife or keeping them in a knife block is very important. Keeping them sharp so that they don't get
You don't
injured.
push too hard.
Making sure you're aware of where the crook of the knife is underneath so that you have proper orientation of the knife when you're using it. Making sure with your other hand your fingers are curled and out of the way so that your knuckles are on the side of the knife, or using something such as a knife guard, a very inexpensive item that can be used to protect your fingers, or even an aluminum mesh fiber glove you can wear on your other hand to protect it while cutting. This is a reverse contrast cutting board, white on one side, black on the other. So if you have fruits or vegetables of contrasting colors, you can put them on there. So those are a few items. This is a pot minder boil alert. When you put it in the pot, it will start to rattle as the pot starts to boil so that it becomes an auditory cue for an individual. These are spoons, different measuring spoons, and you can actually drop them right down into the neck of the container to scoop out and measure what you need to, which makes it a little bit easier. We also address other things. So we address lighting. Lighting is key. Lighting is key for all individuals.
Absolutely.
As we age normally. An older adult needs 4 times as much light as a younger person. And when we have an eye condition, we need even more additional lighting. And we have to watch that when we introduce lighting, we don't also introduce glare. That's very key because glare can take away from functional vision. You want good room lighting, which is called ambient room lighting, which illuminates the general area, such as over this table. And then you want task lighting on top of what you're doing. This is one example of a task light. It's a folding lamp that's available. And what it does is you can take it with you wherever you need to go, and you can position that light over whatever you're doing. As if you were cutting. In this example, if you were cutting a fruit or vegetable, having good lighting will help with performing that safely. We also review.
And it folds.
And it
back
folds.
again.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we have a timer here, a tactile timer. And if you notice, we have what we call high marks, which it dries. It's a basically similar to an Elmer's glue, and it dries to a hard bump. And that way you can tactily feel the markings on the timer.
And the timer still works. And yes, I can feel the bumps.
Yep. So we provide strategies for people who have residual vision, but we also provide strategies for people who have less vision or no vision.
No vision.
If you do not have functional vision, you need to use other senses to help you. So there's many tactile strategies, auditory strategies that can help. So in the Essential Low Vision program, we teach about writing with writing templates.
I'm sorry.
Writing templates is it's a plastic card and it's got holes cut into it, so you can actually write inside the template. So if you were addressing an envelope per se, you would put the template over the envelope to address the envelope. So it would give you tactile markings as you're writing.
So it would give you maybe 3 lines, one for the name, one for the address.
Correct.
And one for the,
Correct.
the last line of the address with the zip code. Oh, that's interesting.
They have one for signing checks too, so you know where to put your signature.
Oh, that's very
Lays
helpful.
right on top.
Yeah.
And there's different options. Sometimes large print checks work for an individual and they have raised lines on it, and we always educate individuals that they can pursue that at their banks.
That's interesting.
So we also educate individuals about the Talking Book and Braille.
Yes.
Library
We've
in
done
Trenton.
shows on that, which is very helpful, I think, to know that you can get this equipment free.
Free of charge.
And you can get the books free.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, I think it comes in the mail too, so
It
you don't
does.
even have to get to the library, which is very important
Correct,
as well.
free of charge. They also make Script Talk. Script Talk is a device that's also free of charge, available through the federal government, and you would need to get your prescriptions through a pharmacy that is using the Script Talk program, because there's a sensor on the bottom of your label, of your bottle,
Container?
of your container, and you would hover that over the base, and it would actually give you all of the details of that medication, your name, address, the RX number, the phone number for the pharmacy.
Your dosage?
Proper dosage, usage, when to take the medication, potential side effects of the medication. So all of that can be very helpful for an individual. Also during this program, we teach about different optical aids that are available. different types of magnifiers that can help people. There's low power ones with lights. There's high power electronic magnifiers.
Some of them I think I've seen if you do plants and different things and you want to check for insects. There are some, but obviously it's not for the same purpose. But some of them are inexpensive, as you said, and
Yes.
easy to use.
And then some individuals that can't benefit from those simple, easy-to-use ones may need a higher-powered one. Ursula mentioned before contrast. Really important to have high contrast. And some individuals may be able to see print if it's reverse contrast, meaning white print on a black background can be easier for some individuals because there's reduced glare. So electronic devices will allow for that. We also have an orientation and mobility specialist who comes in, and she trains individuals in paying attention to auditory cues around them. She introduces them to the long white travel cane to be able to navigate safely using the travel cane, and also just being able to use proper techniques such as trailing. So if you're in a environment such as where this table is, you would use your fingertips, the back of your fingertips, to trail along the table to orient yourself to the environment.
Right. I'm just curious, the walking stick you described,
The travel cane.
Does it have sensors on it?
They do make some with sensors. A traditional one does not have sensors. It could have a pencil tip on the end of it, or it can have a round ball that actually rotates. It could be white, it could be a color such as red. So there are different types of mobility canes out there that are available. Those can be provided by the New Jersey Commission for the Blind, and we readily refer our clients to the New Jersey Commission for the Blind for services because they go into their home to provide assistance to them, whereas with our program, individuals come to work with us
So you're
on site.
So do all of these things that we've just talked about, are they all sort of covered briefly in the Essential Low Vision session?
Yes,
The 5
and also,
hours?
Yep, and also an introduction to technology, where individuals can learn about the fact that the iPhone or the iPad, smartphone, specifically we train in using the iPad and the iPhone, they have superior built-in accessibility capability that Apple has created in the form of VoiceOver, and it can readily help an individual with vision loss or no vision at all to be completely independent as their peers in being able to use that smart device.
I think that's incredibly helpful. I think we were talking before about looking at money. You have an money reader? No, what's it called?
iNote.
iNote, because considering that. So I know that you have somewhere there's a $5 bill.
No, you're not supposed to say.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
No,
I won't
you
tell
don't know.
what it is.
You don't know what it is.
It's a 20. It's a 20.
Page 2 of 3.
All right.
Messages.
So that is VoiceOver
Wednesday,
speaking
June
to her.
7. News.
There you go.
Double tap.
Sorry,
We can get all the news here.
FaceTime. iNote.
Here we go. iNote.
You just hold it over any money. You don't have to take a picture of it. And
$5. Front.
so it says
$5.
$5 front.
$5. Front.
And if you turn it over, it will also do.
$5. Back.
It's very
It's
helpful.
helpful when you go into the bank and you're
Sure.
getting money and sorting it all out instead of, because I've made mistakes.
Will it do it for coins too?
No, this one is.
because it's a notes.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand.
iNote. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if they have any. Well, coins, you have the tactile. You can
that's right.
figure the sizes of everything,
Feel
so
for the
that works
ridges.
out. Yeah, that works out.
And you
for
must
them.
do some training on that too, because
That's included as well in our Essential Low Vision
tap to
program, is
open.
being able to
Actions
identify money.
available.
Absolutely.
it still wants to talk to you, but I think it's done
well,
now.
It's used to, yeah. There's a lot of apps.
So we also provide a lot of resources to individuals and their family members. We give them an entire packet of what's available to them to pursue as far as next steps. And we also provide an introduction to our organization. Vision Loss Alliance provides full-day programs, Better Health and Wellness, on site in Denville, as well as in Ridgewood and Montclair. And it's a variety of classes that are offered during the day. And then we also have a technology program on site in Denville in learning how to use the iPad or iPhone in full details.
Full details. So that's part of the screen reader software, or was that just covered in the Essential Low Vision sessions?
So screen reading software, that's an example of screen reading software, but that's something we educate individuals on during Essential Low Vision, that it exists. There's different types of software built into computers. We make individuals aware of that, such as JAWS or Magic.
JAWS. What does JAWS stand for?
JAW, I don't know what JAW stands for, to be honest.
Okay, that's all right. I
Yeah.
was just curious. And what was the other one you were going to say?
There's Magic, there's Zoom Text. I believe you have Zoom
I have
Text.
Zoom text.
Okay.
It enlarges,
The text.
really, I mean, really enlarges it. And without that, I couldn't go to Amazon, I couldn't order anything online because I really need the large side. My computer's this big and it can make it really large.
Extra large. That's
Yeah,
great.
It's amazing.
Right.
And there's also devices that convert text to speech. There's the Orcam that's out there now. There is also text-to-speech scanners. They basically look like a printer, and you would take a document such as this, put it face down on the printer, it would scan it, and it would read it to you. So there's solutions for everyone with vision loss to be able to access printed material, which is wonderful.
And so I guess that would be important for reading legal documents. I'm presuming it's accurate. You know, accuracy is probably really high.
They've become more and more accurate over the years, text-to-speech scanners, absolutely.
And then it seemed to me that years ago there was where you could talk and it would type, and even some of the texting is done that way too on phones where you could speak in and it
You
would.
can dictate on your phone.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I dictate my text messaging and email and such. It's great.
Yeah.
Siri can be very helpful
Yeah,
when she
Siri's
feels like
good.
it.
When she, yeah, I was going to say, I'll save my Siri joke for later. Anyway, so you know, now we really are diving into the interventions in many ways. And so, Ursula, I know you talked about some of the adjustments. Did you? You mentioned that the New Jersey Commission for the Blind will go into someone's home,
Correct.
and help you make, or at least make suggestions, I would imagine, about how to make accommodations in your home. But you cover
Absolutely.
so many of them probably in your session.
We
So,
do.
Ursula, what did, besides, you know, your kitchen and the bumps,
Yeah.
what
Well,
else have you done in your home? Oh, you talked about your washing machine in your
Yeah, because I never knew where to set my dials, and I've said a lot of.
Sure.
So again, the bump dots now, you need a visual sighted person to tell you where to put them. But now it makes life so much easier. You don't have to think about it because you can't read it, and that's
Right.
the tough thing.
That is the
And
tough
everything's
part.
made in small print.
Right, it's made in small print even for people that can read.
Right.
So I imagine, so you've been going to the Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey for a while?
Several years because I
Several
love
years.
it. We're all friends there, and it's so amazing. I had to go for the technology course because I really didn't know how to use the iPhone, and it's amazing. The teachers are fantastic, and they're really good. And then, but I do fit and balance, line dancing, yoga, and we have horticulture classes and drumming, and it's a 13-week course, and at the end of that 13 weeks, nobody wants to leave.
You want to sign up again?
We sign up for you get to meet all kinds of great people, and all ages. I know we don't have just seniors. We
Our
have some,
ages cover 22 to 91 right now.
Really?
Yeah, so it's an amazing program, and you learn more from each other sometimes.
I was going to say the peer support.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
We exchange phone numbers, and because again, you have the difference. We can't get to people, visit each other's houses, so you use the phone a lot. But the support is. I always get choked up because I love going to school there, and my friends know how much they call me and say, you know, how was your day, and I'll tell them all the things we did.
Well, I think that's really helpful. It is a wide range of topics that you cover, a wide range of activities. I mean, you mentioned drumming, you mentioned yoga, and
yeah.
so I do think that it's important to understand why. Why do you do that?
Yeah, so we cover a variety of topics to suit individuals' needs and interests. We are a part recreation program, but we're partly a skills program too. We have many offerings. We also include the Healthy Options Cooking Instruction class, which is where these devices are utilized, and individuals each week learn to cook a healthy meal and perform it safely, and are given recipes so that they can go home and cook in their own homes and feel independent and being able to use their stove and their microwave.
Right. It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have
I forgot about pottery. Oh,
we have
pottery's
a
great.
pottery program and an art therapy program with a certified art therapist, and she addresses all different types of media with the participants, and they meet in the beginning to talk about their plan for that day of art, of that session, if you will, and then they conclude with meeting again and discussing what they worked on over that 2-hour period, what kind of emotions it elicited, what their thoughts were. So really, peer support is just weaved into the entire day. We have a edible garden we're doing right now
Oh, that's
with our
nice.
certified horticultural therapist, and so they're growing mint and strawberries and basil and rosemary, and starting on tomatoes actually this week. So that's been an exciting adventure and a nice crossover between our horticultural therapy
Right.
program and our Healthy Options cooking class, utilizing the ingredients.
So in reality, you're really dealing with healthy lifestyles and keeping someone engaged. I mean, you were talking about, the mint, so you've got your olfactory senses going.
Absolutely.
You've got the drumming with your auditory senses. You're obviously doing movement and fitness. It just sounds like a very well-rounded program.
Yes.
And it sounds like people like Ursula want to stay and return and re-enroll. Given all the information you can provide to somebody, do you see that vision loss is going to be something that we're going to have to deal with more in the future?
Unfortunately, vision loss has been reaching epidemic proportions, and as our baby boomer population is aging, we're going to see increased incidence. By 2050, the National Eye Institute predicts that there will be a threefold increase in incidences of vision loss as compared to now. And in New Jersey alone, the population of adults over the age of 60, which is currently at about 20%, will reach 25% by
Easily.
2030. So we need to be able to meet the needs of individuals in New Jersey with vision loss.
And prevention techniques? I mean, I know that's not necessarily what you do. You're dealing with it after the fact.
We
but-
do address prevention because we go into a lot of environments with aging adults, such as senior centers, where we discuss our programs and
You
services.
do programs for senior centers and other places?
We do.
Okay, so we want to make
Absolutely.
sure we tell people how to reach you. But
We absolutely do. And so in talking about prevention, we talk about nutrition being a really important fact. And there's definitely a lot of nutritional foods out there, healthy fruits and vegetables
your
that
eyes.
could be very helpful to an individual. It's not always in the form of a pill that can help somebody, and it's really important for them to have understanding of proper nutrition.
Sure.
We talk about sun protection, wearing
Good.
sunglasses that wrap around, cover from the top, wearing a hat with a brim. That's really important, making sure they exercise on a regular basis. If they have obesity issues, making sure that they address obesity issues. If they smoke, making sure they address those issues.
Right.
All of those health risks are there. If they know they're diabetic, control the diabetes.
Right.
Really important to control your diabetes to protect yourself and protect your eyes.
And I imagine you encourage people to get their eyes checked.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So-
Every year, individuals should get their eyes checked, if
Okay.
not more frequently if they are informed to do so.
So how can people reach you?
Absolutely.
We'll put that website on, but what's the best way for people to reach you?
So for more information, they can go to our website, which is www.vlanj.org, or they can call us at 973-627-0055. They can receive more information from us on our programs and services and upcoming events. And they can also like and share on Facebook and social media. We're
There you go.
active there as well.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you both for coming today. You're wonderful guests, and I really think our viewers will greatly appreciate it. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. We greatly appreciate the support of the Thomas and Teresa Berry Foundation for this program. We want to remind you to find out about senior services in your area. You can contact your county office on aging. You'll see a listing of their numbers on our website, which is www.njfoundationforaging.org, or you can call the state hotline number at 1-877-222-3737. Thank you for watching this episode of Aging Insights, and remember, aging is everyone's business.